And German में वैसे उन्होंने हमारे चीफ गेस्ट को दावत दी स्टेज पे आने के लिए, but I'd like to announce his name again. Thank you so much, His Excellency, Mr. Martin Kobler, for being here and gracing your presence on this wonderful occasion. I'd like you to please come up on the stage, and also, once you're done with your speech, I'd like you to stay on the stage for the inauguration ceremony. Thank you, sir.
अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। मुझे बहुत अफसोस है कि मुझे थोड़ी उर्दू है. That's why I better continue in English. But before I continue in English, I would like to say what a deep honor it is to be invited by you today. And I would like to start in German. Dr. Ejaz, ich war sehr bewegt von Ihren Worten. Ich habe nur die Hälfte davon verstanden, aber Herr Lindberg, hat gesprochen über die Zusammenarbeit mit Deutschland, über die deutsche Disziplin, über die deutschen Maschinen, über die deutschen Werte, über die deutsche Organisation. Das sind Wörter, die ich so im Vorbeigehen mit meinem sehr mangelhaften Urdu verstanden habe. Ganz vielen Dank, Dr. Ejaz, für diese wirklich freundlichen Worte, die Sie für Deutschland gefunden haben. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a particular pleasure to be here. Mr. Tayyip and his co-CEOs, Mr. Zaki, Mr. Ejaz, Dr. Ejaz, Mr. Atlaf from Urdu Digest, dear board members, dear clients of ROSHAN Packages, and the one who probably traveled most, Mr. Lengberg, who came here. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I'm deeply moved by your words. And I would like to start with a remark one of you made. And this is the question, why are not so many Germans like Dr. Lengenberg come here to the country? And I think it's a matter of perception, and I say this publicly, but also to your politicians and to our politicians. The image of Pakistan abroad is unfair. It does not reflect the reality. Now, you have me totally with you when you say, help us to improve the perception. I do what I can in my conversations with our politicians and our government officials. But I tell you, I arrived in August last year here in this beautiful country. And the first time I was in Lahore, I have to tell you the story, I did not come with a car. I went to the Rawalpindi train station. I bought a ticket for 700 rupees. I jumped on the train, and I came to Lahore. But most importantly is to put this on the internet and to put it on Twitter. The haircut you see here is a haircut I had from Peshawar 2 weeks ago, where I go to the hairdresser. Now, if you don't believe me, check my Twitter account, and I hope from today on you all follow me at Kobler in Pak, and you can see it. Both the haircut in Peshawar, and if you go further back, also the train ride here to Lahore. Now, we are here today to celebrate, and for me it's a real pleasure to be here with you, to celebrate the very impressive achievements and the new machinery of ROSHAN Packages. And I must say I was deeply impressed by your presentation. It was a great presentation. I'm deeply impressed also by the spirit of the company and the family of the Qurayshis who run it. Maybe this is something we have lost in Germany. You founded this company way back in '59. You went to Germany when I was a boy of 2 years, and you left Germany in '58 when I was a boy of 5 years. You founded these companies. You handed it over to your children, and we do see here the spirit of flexibility and of innovation. And I think this is what's needed, and maybe this kind of family spirit within a company is a little bit lost in the corporate identities of German companies. And this is what I find here, and this I deeply appreciate. I personally am coming from the South Germany kind of middle income entrepreneurs in the region of Stuttgart. And we had, when I was young, this family spirit, where fathers ran the company, trained the sons to get in. Some sons and daughters did not want. Others went into the family business. And here in Pakistan, in Lahore, with ROSHAN Packages, I see the same spirit. Now, these are the positive things. Let me come a little bit to one thing which worries me, if you allow, and this is the state of affairs of German-Pakistani bilateral trade and investment relation. Now, you know your neighboring country in the east is not very far, just a few kilometers. If you compare Pakistan with India, there is still a lot to do here. And I would like to do my best in Pakistan in order to enhance the trade, but also to enhance the investment. I cannot be happy as German ambassador in Pakistan that the bilateral trade exchange between Germany and Pakistan is mere 2.6 billion US dollars. By the way, it's a positive account because a positive trade balance, because 1.5 is exported to Germany and 1.1 billion US dollars are imported. This does not reflect, of course, the overall package, but for Germany it's true. Now, I cannot be happy with this, comparing this to the trade relations with the countries surrounding Pakistan. This is not satisfactory. And that is why I look here at this company also as a best practice, giving an example and transmitting the spirit to Germany that things are possible here. Because it is possible here to enhance with innovation, trade relation, to encourage people like Mr. Lengenberg to come here and really demonstrate that it's possible to make business here with Pakistan. And we have to go ahead. What we did, and this is worth mentioning, some of you might have heard of the GSP+. This is a free access to the European market. After the GSP+, the trade raised 38% to Europe, and I think this is a very good sign. Now, GSP+, I'm fighting for it. Of course, there are conditions attached, so we are reviewing, the European Union is reviewing this once every 5 years. This is the way to go, to have a free interchange of goods, of trade between the European common market comprising 500 million people and this huge country here in Pakistan with now 210 million people. You see, the trade relations between Europe and Pakistan is 28%. 28% of all your exports go to the European Union. And guess how many to China? 9%. And guess how many to the United States? 10%. But 28% to the European Union of all your exports. I think this is very important to know, given the sometimes conflicting messages we get here in world politics. The European Union is your natural trade partner outside the region. And by the now, I have come to another point I would like to make, because I was deeply impressed by what I did yesterday and today, and I really want to convey this. There was a presentation of a youth report by the UNDP yesterday in Islamabad. And I spent the whole morning, that's why I was a little bit late, I spent with the Technical Vocational Training International Conference in Islamabad. Now, the question of the markets, the question of the social environment, the question of democracy, this is the major challenge for the country. And every business, also ROSHAN Packages, is embedded in a bigger picture. Pakistan now has 210 million inhabitants. You will have in the year 2050 400 million inhabitants. India will have 1.8 billion inhabitants. China will have 1.3 billion inhabitants. And 64% in Pakistan of those being in the country in 2015 are below the age of 30. Already now, there are 3 million, close to 3 million young people who are going on the labor market every year. This will be 100 million young people until 2050 who are going on the labor market. Now, this is a challenge for a country. This might present problems, but of course it's also an enormous opportunity. But only if the educational system in this country, also providing apprentices, providing young people, but also highly educated people to the companies here, this is the chance Pakistan has to grasp. The current state of affairs, to spend only, well, not 3% of the gross national product on education, and your own target here in Pakistan is 7%. 7% by 2009, but only almost 3% are spent on education. And Dr. Ejaz, I take up some words of you. And I also take some words of Mohammed Iqbal. And you, Dr. Ejaz, and Mohammed Iqbal were studying in Heidelberg. Now, there is one quote I have seen here on the screen, which said, "It's the determination which counts, not the brain." Now, Dr. Mohammed Iqbal is your national poet, and who am I to contradict him? But I would like at least to tell you, if maybe Dr. Mohammed Iqbal lived today, he would have said it's determination and it is the brains. I'm deeply convinced that the biggest resources of Pakistan is not the coal and is not what is under the earth. It is what is above the earth. And this is the human capital of the country. This is the great population what you have. This is the young population of this country. Every political party has to take care of. And I do encourage, particularly in an election year, everybody to take care of the young people, because the greatest potential this country has is the young population, and you have millions of them. One last word, and this concerns something many Europeans, also in your presence, Mr. Lengenberg, are afraid of, and this is China, the Chinese-Pakistani economic corridor, and the problems. And I have the feeling it is not only the perception of Pakistan, it is also that many entrepreneurs, they have the feeling, oh, the Chinese dominate the country. There's the CPEC, the Chinese-Pakistani Economic Corridor. There is a 60 billion investment here in energy, in roads, in glass, fiber optics, and whatever. Why should we invest? And you know, you are the entrepreneurs. Capitalists shy like a deer. They go to where it's easiest. And the perception that China is dominating the economic development of the country, I heard many times from German entrepreneurs. Also here I tell them, this is not a danger, German entrepreneurs and German businessmen and business people. This is not a danger, it is a chance. And our politicians back home in Germany, I say, we have to talk also in Beijing to those there planning the CPEC, that we get our share as European companies here in the